And we are back. We're going to upload a little train 705 today. We're going to take the BR406 down to Cologne, Frankfurt, and let's just get the train set up. Got the reverser set into forward. Let's get the headlights on. The pantograph raised up. Close the circuit breaker. Let's check our little cabinet back here. And activate least C for off. PZB on, LZB on. Close that cabinet. Hey, okay. All right, just give me 1 second. Let me get the head tracking set up. All right, open the doors first, I guess. AFB on, set it to speed select. Okay, got my head tracking fixed. Set the AFB to 40, release your brakes, and close the doors. Then we're gonna just set our throttle, give it some throttle to push off. AFB should keep us around 40 until our PZB lights stop flashing. Once we hit 5 kilometers an hour, the little blue light will start flashing. We're off. Nice sunny day after late afternoon. See the light blue lights flashing. We got to keep it under 45 kilometers an hour. See, 75 to 80. Just don't go over 45. See, we have the AFB set. The little red pipper is on 40 kilometers an hour. So it'll hold us right there. Green light. Got a speed sign that looks like a 10. So we can do 100 as soon as the light stops flashing, and there it is. It's gone solid 85, so now we can push up to 100, just increase the AFB. Don't pay any mind to that HUD up top. We shouldn't have accelerated past 40 until the last car on our train passed that speed sign, but let's go. Roll on out. Your screens. So as you can see, if you look at our cluster in front, the MFD, there's a gate, there's a scale in the middle, like a gauge in the middle, long, tall, rectangular one with numbers. Those are meters. That's for the LZB. And while that's not active, it's not lit, we need to pay attention to our signals. So let's increase our speed. Increase the AFB up to 120. Everything looks good. It's another green aspect. With a 12, white 12, that means 120 is enforced here. And it looks like we passed the 14, so we could increase our speed up to 140. And we really need to start paying attention to these signals because they're coming up fast. Tunnel. So right now we're doing 140. And we really need to pay attention to the signs and signals. Make sure we don't run into a caution. But looking good. Green. Woods over there. Green aspect. So I was wrong in the past. I made a video and I said those little white boards in front of the signal with the stripes on, the diagonal stripes, that they were 500 meter increments. I was wrong. They are 250 meter increments. We just passed a speed reduction sign, that yellow burrito looking thing, and it just told us to slow down to, it had an 11 on it, so we're gonna slow down to 110 kilometers an hour. Start with greens. Let's check a cement plant over there. And that, oh, we were supposed to slow down to 120, so we're good. We slowed down to 110, so let's just get it back up to 120. All green. It's the inner city express service, so we shouldn't have to stop at any of these other stops in between. It's just an express service. What we got here, it's not for us, so we're good. Green aspect. We're doing 120 kilometers right now. So basically, I keep the, oh, there's an 11, so we'll just slow it down just a tad. I keep the throttle basically around 70-80%, and I select my speed with the AFB because I have the AFB set to speed selector. So what happens is when we cross over into the LZB section of the track and that high-speed signaling becomes active, the LZB system can see the signals all the way 10 kilometers down the track. So the and all the speed limits that are set within the LZB section, the AFB will throttle up, throttle down to achieve those speeds automatically. It's like a smart cruise control. And until we hit that LZB section, we're limited to 160 kilometers, but we're still doing 120 right now, as you can see in our MFD. Green aspect. Green aspect just means proceed at full line speed. And the signs tell us that's 120 here, so we keep it there. Let me just zoom in through here. Well, there's a 16. So once we pass that, we can go up to 160. Increase the AFB to 160. We still need to be reading the signals and any speed signs or speed reduction signs. Until we hit the LZB section, we're still fully controlling the train. No autopilot here, no cruise control. And with that cruise control, if AFB is controlling your speed, it will control the train speed all the way down to 0 by a red signal. You shouldn't have to touch anything unless you come to a complete stop where you probably just need to reset your throttle. Just put the throttle all the way to 0 off and then set the throttle again, and you should proceed with AFB and LZB active. And we should be coming up on the LZB section soon. It's past like some little station down here. I just purchased BR101 Expert. It's supposed to be really complicated study level train, so I'll be practicing with that soon. I have some videos out driving that around pretty soon. Just with the class schedules and work, it's kind of hard. It's not like these trains where you can just pick them up and go with them. On the expert trains, the safety systems are enabled by default. You need to know how to turn them off at least if you're not going to learn how to use them. Green aspect, still flying through here. Making good time. Now, I mentioned set if you want AFB to set to control your speed, I mentioned that I have my throttle at about 70-80%. If it's snow, ice, wet out, um, you might want to reduce that a little bit. Try maybe 50% and then play around there, but keep your wheel spin down. Give yourself longer distances to brake when it's wet or slick outside. All greens. We're just floating along at 160. We're limited to 160 until we hit the LZB, and I think there we can go I think the limit is like 300, but this train, I think we do maybe 250 at the most. And, thank God for LZB because you couldn't go 200 kilometers an hour without it. The signals and signs will come up upon you so fast, it'd be kind of hard to keep up. I'm sure you would miss some stuff. So, it makes sense that 160 is the limit for when you have to read the signs. But we're zooming along. And we should come up on the LZB section right here. Thinking this turn down here, you'll see the sign. There it is, green. What we got here? That's for the signals. Here's your LZB sign right here. Bam. All right, so now LZB is active. As you see in the middle of the MFD in the front, that gauge in the middle now has a number on top. It says 9,900. That's how many meters it's looking down the track, basically. And so if there's a speed reduction, right now we're going 160. Another thing I do here is I set the AFB all the way to the max, and because it's dry out, I'll set the throttle all the way to max. If it was wet, I would probably reduce it a little bit, but that would allow the LZB to select the different speeds for the AFB to follow, and you should be able to achieve them because your throttle and your AFB are set to max right now, so they have the full range of their operation to work on. So right now we're doing 200 kilometers an hour, right? And if we have a speed reduction, the distance in meters to that speed reduction is what's shown on the MFD and the LZB screen, those numbers at the top. So as you get closer to that speed restriction, those numbers will be dropping, will be decreasing. So if you look right there in the middle, that's what we're looking at. So we're doing 200 right now, and yeah, it says 200 for our speed, and now it just went to 250. So now we're gonna accelerate, but we set our throttle and our AFB to max, so it has a full range. If it needs to do 250, it could do it. It can actually achieve that. So we're really flying now. And you don't have to read the signals now. LZB is doing that for you. So we're doing 250. We don't see a speed reduction yet because it still says 250. And the speed on the right-hand side of the MFD, where the speedometer is. So now it's all zeros. That means there is a red signal ahead of us. But it's more than 10 kilometers away. So now that distance, we need to watch that distance on that gauge. Oh, had to set my destination board on information system. Sorry. Let's do that real quick. Okay, done. Okay. Looks like that distance, those meters are dropping. So it's at 7,200 right now and decreasing. That means we're coming up to a restriction of 0. I mean, it's a red signal down there, about 6,500 meters away. And now it jumped from 65 up to 84. That means most likely there's a train on the track in front of us. And that red signal is the signal guarding the section of track that he's on. So as he moves down the track and vacate that section, he makes that section available to us, and I guess that's why those numbers jump back up. So now we're gaining on him now. So we hit 65 before, right? We're getting closer to this. So we got down to 63 before he advanced. Or if he makes any stops, we'll come right up on him. And when you see the red G indicator light up on the MFD, that means the train is slowing. It's in the brake curve to achieve that speed, that whatever that speed is in the speed reduction ahead. For us is all zeros, meaning we got to come to a dead stop if we reach that location. So we're down to almost 5 kilometers, 5,000 meters away from that red. So once he clears that track, we get that additional section of track, they jump back up to 68. We're closing in on him, slowly but surely. Those meters get lower every time before it jumps up, before he clears that track and makes it available to us. So we got as close as 5,000 meters last time. But good thing is, as we close into that restriction, LZB sees it and adjusts the AFB appropriately. So yeah, he's probably about 5-6 kilometers ahead of us. But we're gaining on them. So those numbers, when they get to 4,000 meters, the number at the top goes away, and then you follow the green scale on the left-hand side. And it has numbers showing you how many meters that restriction is from you. By the time that green bar drops all the way down to the bottom to 0, you should be at the speed indicator. Is that up there? So we are 4,700 meters, 46. We're closing in. Just some nice views for you. Okay, 4,000 meters or wide. See the numbers went away. Now we have the green scale on the left. We're watching that fall all the way down. See, as we get closer, it's the green bar is dropping down. When it gets to 0, we need to be at 0, meaning a dead stop. $3,000 meters. See the red G, we're still slowing down. Okay, I thought maybe it would jump ahead, like he clears that section of track, but doesn't look like it happened yet. About 2,000 meters now. It's still slowing up. It jumped ahead a little bit. So now we at least have that extra section of track that he just vacated before we have to stop. And again, while LZB is active, you don't even have to worry about the signals, even though the signals will tell you what's going on as well. But you don't have to acknowledge any signals or worry about PZB right now. But, you know, when we get to the end of this LZB section, we'll be back on PZB and we need to react accordingly. The trick is not to get a brake penalty. Like there's another indicator like that red G, there's a red S. If that red S activates, we're coming to a stop. We have to reset the train. It's not necessarily, you know, you want to cut that, you want to cut that to a minimum. All right, so we're slowing down here, doing about 50 kilometers an hour. It looks like that green bar is almost at the bottom. We have maybe 250 meters ahead before we have to stop. Yeah, and you see the red signal right in front of us. So I'm not touching anything. AFB and LZB are controlling everything. And we should come to a stop here. Now, if we come to a stop, we have to reset our throttles. But look, see it turn yellow? He vacated that section of track. So that moved the red light down one. And we didn't have to touch anything. But if we come to a complete stop, just reset your throttle. Everything will be good again. Of course, beautiful BR 406 we're driving today. Okay, we got another red here. If it doesn't change and we come to a stop, we just reset our throttle. That's all we have to do. I'm not touching the brakes, not touching the throttle, anything. AFB is controlling everything. That G will go out and we stop. If we stop. Okay, we're stopping. G went out, that means we come to a stop here. See, the green on that scale is all the way at the bottom, and 00 is the restriction. We'll stay here until it changes. Ah, just changed. All right, so reset your throttle, all the way off, then back on. We're back in business. So yeah, the red is just moved down. The red is just moving, just advancing with whatever train is in front of us. And if there's someone behind us, we're doing the same thing to them. You know, I don't think there's a train behind us, but if there were, within 10 kilometers, he would be seeing those stops, those yellows and those reds in his LZB display. Unless he didn't have LZB, then he would just be reading the signals. So our yellow just turned green, so we could just pick up. That means he's at least 2 signals away ahead of us now. So it's, yeah, on the LZB screen, the speed, I'm still seeing a 0. And there's another yellow signal. So we're slowing down again. Okay, so you see the yellow light blinking there, the ND key. So there's an end on your keyboard, or you can map a button. You have to press that when it's flashing. That means you're ready to take over the train. You're coming to the end of the LZB section. You need to take back over control of the train. So once it's lit solid like that, you're still in LZB, but you'll see that this restriction is showing you the speed that it wants you to be going when you exit LZB. We still, in that speed restriction, you see the green bar dropping as we get closer to it. So what I do by habit, as soon as that we drop out of LZB and that yellow light goes off, I usually acknowledge. I usually hit my PZB acknowledge. I don't know where I got that from. I just do it that. So we're getting close to the end of this section here. And we're doing 60 now. So we got a signal here. It looks green. No, there's a yellow on it. Okay. Okay, we dropped out of LZB. I acknowledge that signal. There's your 1000 hertz light indicator. They're solid yellow. And you're flashing 85, so we're good. And we need to slow down. Let's, we're getting close to the station. You see it as soon as we came around that turn. So I usually like to try to get down to 40, but let's see what this signal says we're coming up on. I see another yellow, something indicated on it. There's a 2, so we need to be going 20. Let's set AFB, and right there, the 500 hertz light, the red one came on. We're flashing 85. We need to be doing about 25 kilometers an hour into this station. Here we're pulling into the station now. And it's just ease in 25 kilometers an hour. And if you've been struggling with AFB or LZB, PZB on your German trains and train Sim World 5, I hope this can help you. You know, there's a lot of little stuff to learn. But I hope you're enjoying it as much as me. And you guys have a great day. It's beautiful outside. Get out and touch some grass. And y'all take it light. I'll catch y'all next time as soon as I figure out these BR one-on-one expert. Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Hit that like.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.